Welcome to City Insider. In today's video we'll start with Alvarez has been open to leaving for several months. In recent weeks, there has been a fair bit of speculation about Manchester City players potentially leaving the Etihad. Bernardo Silva has been spoken about once again. Although Pep Guardiola has said there haven't been any approaches yet, Ederson has been linked with a move to Saudi Arabia, and Stefan Ortega was also a potential outgoing before he then signed a new contract. It is going to be really interesting to see how the squad is looking for 2024-25, and one wonders if Julian Alvarez will be in it, with a new claim now being made about the Argentine. Alvarez finished the 2023-24 out of favour at the Etihad, but he still made the most appearances out of any City player across the season. The Argentine was heavily utilised in the first half of the season as Kevin De Bruyne recovered from his hamstring injury. He also got some chances to play up top when Erling Haaland was also out, but Alvarez found starts hard to come by once they were both back, and the form of Phil Foden also did not help his cause. There has been speculation about Alvarez recently, and now The Athletic have made a fairly bold claim about the player. They say that Alvarez has actually been open to leave Manchester City for months now. He has been linked with Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea, but Alvarez's top choice of club would be Real Madrid, but that is not going to happen. He is thought to want more regular minutes. It is a bit of shame to read that Alvarez has been open to leaving City for quite some time. He played a lot last season and was an important player for Pep. It is difficult to see how he could have played much more in the second half of the season when both De Bruyne and Haaland were back and Foden was on fire. Manchester City star took the blow to knee training with national team on Monday. Pep Guardiola is currently filling his time attending various events in Spain and joking with the media, and he's also expected to travel to meet Manchester City's owners soon. Whilst he's doing all of this, he'll have one eye on his players at Euro 2024 and the Copa America, hoping that they all get through the tournaments in one piece and are fit for the start of pre-season. In that regard, the words Rodri and the blow to knee will have been enough to make the Manchester City manager come out in a cold sweat. Mundo Deportivo report the midfielder picked up a knock during Monday's Spain training session in Germany. It was the country's first session since travelling for the Euros, and as well as Rodri, Dani Carvajal also picked up a knock. Thankfully, for Manchester City and Spain, the panic was short-lived and it's nothing serious. Indeed, both players were able to train today. Guardiola will hope Rodri is doing so without any pain at all. With him, we are a better team, said Guardiola back in March about his compatriot who went on a staggering unbeaten run for City. Guardiola heaped further praise on his star man by claiming that he is the best midfield player currently in the world by far. And nothing has changed in the months that have followed this admission. Rodri, however brilliant he is for the perennial Premier League champions, is subject to interest from Real Madrid, Give Me Sport sources have confirmed. After winning the Champions League, adding the Spain international to the mix is on their agenda, but Guardiola and his entourage are keen not to let that happen. Man City overtake Barcelona in the Kimmich race. The race to sign Joshua Kimmich is about to heat up in the coming few weeks, as it appears the arrival of Vincent Kompany as the new Bayern Munich head coach has exacerbated the midfielder's chances of leaving Bavaria. Bayern Munich have already put forth certain conditions that will allow them to offload Kimmich in the coming summer, provided they are met. This has put Barcelona on red alert, as the Catalans await an ideal market opportunity to snap up the German international. However, despite Barcelona's long-standing interest in Joshua Kimmich, it seems the Catalans may soon get trumped by English champions Manchester City. That is according to Diario Sport, which suggests that Man City have emerged as a potential destination for Kimmich, especially with Pep Guardiola pushing for his signing. Guardiola is aware of Kimmich's abilities, having worked with him during their time together at Bayern Munich. Manchester City look set to secure a swift transaction and are willing to meet Bayern's demands for Kimmich. Perhaps that is where Barcelona fell short. This report comes on the back of Barcelona president Joan Laporta publicly ruling out the signing of Kimmich. Although the club were keen on Kimmich's services, they were simply not in a position to meet Bayern's demands or pay the midfielder's hefty salary. Barcelona's failure in Kimmich's pursuit has opened the door for Man City to snap up one of the best midfielders in the Bundesliga. It must be noted that Kimmich's priority was to join Barcelona. The player was courted by Paris Saint-Germain as well, though he now prefers to play in the Premier League. Lawyer hands Man City verdict on Premier League legal case as 115 FFP charges impact clarified. Former Manchester City financial advisor Stefan Borson fears the club will lose their legal battle with the Premier League over Associated Party Transaction (APT) rules. However, he has outlined that the verdict is not likely to impact Man City's separate case involving the 115 allegations of profit sustainability rules (PSR) breaches leveled at them by the Premier League in February 2023. City deny all allegations of PSR breaches. Meanwhile, a 2-week hearing regarding the club's legal challenge on APT started on Monday, with the Blues claiming they are unlawful. The legislation says that the Premier League has the right to oversee sponsorship deals involving entities connected with club owners. The league put these laws in place in 2021 on the back of Newcastle United's takeover to ensure deals between connected parties are not inflated above fair market value, and thus covertly hand a club greater room to maneuver within PSR. Should Man City win the case, the Premier League could lose their right to be a watchdog over such agreements, and so deals would be allowed to go through without oversight. However, Borson says the club faces a tough battle to overturn APT rules. He told TalkSport, "I just think competition law arguments of this nature are esoteric, fine margin calls, and therefore the chances of them overturning a set of rules that have been put in place following a vote is going to be a challenge for City." However, Borson had earlier underlined that the outcome of the APT hearing will have little impact on the 115 charge case, which accuses Man City of illicit revenue sourcing and uncooperation for instances between 2009 and 2018. He highlighted how APT rules only came into force in 2021, and therefore after the timeframe in which City are accused of breaching PSR rules. So the two would not overlap. And that's the final content of today's video. Like, subscribe to support City Insider.